They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left...
Having watched what you just did, I asked you the following question. What exactly is the purpose of this advertisement? Is it an ad against the media? Is it an ad against a politician? Is it an ad discouraging public protest? All are valid guesses given the language used by the presenter, but surprisingly all of those are incorrect. But the real answer will surprise you.
The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Yes, it's an ad for the National Rifle Association, often referred to as the NRA. The NRA is a well-known American non-profit organization that advocates for gun rights in America, or as they like to call themselves, America's longest-standing civil rights organization. But this ad didn't come from one of America's most popular TV channels. It plays regularly on one online entertainment network in particular.
Certain people shouldn't have guns.
But you are basically participating in the bigotry.
How stupid do you think we are?
Bless your heart.
NRA TV is the NRA's online entertainment platform whose programming features a range of different genres of TV shows, from news programming to hunting shows to shows targeting women in particular. NRA TV features programming which is likely to appeal to a broad range of viewers. However, no non-profit organization creates an entire online entertainment platform simply to entertain the public. Whenever an entertainment platform is created, the creator has a goal in mind, the NRA are no exception. Once they have reeled in their viewers, the NRA will employ the use of a wide range of tactics which encourage the viewer to purchase firearms. Their agenda of selling firearms is easily observable through a simple investigation of the organization and their programming. As the title of this video implies, the NRA are not particularly open about their goals for NRA TV, the main one being convincing viewers to buy firearms. Yet they are open about some of the organization's goals in general. CEO and President of the NRA, Wayne LaPierre, outlined the 5 goals of the NRA in an article published on GuideStar.org, GuideStar being a non-profit organization which seeks to act as a source of information about other non-profits. The 5 goals outlined by LaPierre are as follows: to protect the Constitution, and in particular the Second Amendment, to promote public law and order, to train people of good repute in marksmanship and gun safety, to promote shooting sports and competitions, and to promote hunter safety and responsible hunting. Additionally, LaPierre notes at the end of this bylaws list that the association may take all actions necessary and proper in the furtherance of these purposes and objectives.
I think why? Because you're afraid of the NRA, right?
Chris, did you have something?
No, I think you underestimate the power of the gun lobby.
No.
No matter your personal opinions of the NRA, you can't exactly call them liars. They have blocked gun control reforms and gun violence research countless times by lobbying in the US Parliament, yet they also offer countless hunting programs and host shooting competitions. These goals are reflected on NRA TV, as the network also regularly features segments devoted to gun safety. Additionally, they also feature shows about hunting, gun history, and shows dedicating to getting women more comfortable with firearms. All of this is great because they serve as examples which prove that the NRA are committed to meeting the goals they themselves have set out. You don't have to watch one of these shows for very long to figure out the hidden goal behind them. In fact, on one of the NRA TV shows targeted at women, they describe their marketing strategy in a rather straightforward manner.
And that's, if you get the woman, you get the family.
With one of the people on these shows making their marketing strategy very clear, let's investigate some of the content aimed specifically at women. The following clip comes from the show entitled Love at First Shot. During one episode, they featured a woman who has previously stated she was nervous about firearms, and they really threw her in at the deep end.
Today we're going to go straight into rifles, and we're going to do it with an AR-15.
Okay.
I hit the target.
You did! How did it feel?
Not as scary as I think I was anticipating.
Exactly. It's just this nice, light poof of happiness.
Yeah.
The rather disturbing thing about this clip is how the host framed firing a gun, describing it as a...
It's just this nice, light poof of happiness.
Yeah.
thus lessening the impact on the viewer of the association they are likely made between guns and danger. Describing it as a light poop of happiness is comparable to telling a child that driving a car is like puttering around in a go-kart, when in reality a car is a 1-ton hulk of speeding metal capable of incapacitating anything which comes into contact with it. Yet this language is effective at reeling in female viewers, and once they are reeled in, the upselling can begin. And this makes sense, because, as noted by the National Shooting Sports Foundation, in their press release entitled More Women Owning Guns, Going Shooting and Hunting, on average women who own firearms spend more than $400 on accessories for their guns. This upselling includes advertising accessories such as mag loaders, targets, gun cases, and handbags with pockets for concealed carrying. In addition to these accessories, the gun itself is able to be customized with a range of gun paints also on offer, the ads for which are targeted specifically and obviously at women. Despite the marketing strategy of you get the woman, you get the family, a significant portion of NRA TV's programming is targeted at men in particular. Perhaps the best example of this being the show Media Lab. In Media Lab, former Navy SEAL Dom Rasso breaks down and reenacts scenes from movies that he likes, usually scenes involving guns and gunfight. For example, Rasso has broken down scenes from Jack Reacher, White House Down, and Rambo. Some of these reenactments look downright stupid, but I think the dumbest looking one is this reenactment of a scene from the movie Collateral.
Yo, homie. Is that my briefcase?
You want it back?
Whoa.
It's your wallet.
Whoa. Dude, what do you want from me?
What I find humorous about this reenactment in particular is probably the combination of awkward movements and noises that the people make during their struggle over the gun, not to mention the horrendous acting.
Yo, homie. Is that my briefcase?
Despite this awkward-looking reenactment, it is clear what Rasso is trying to achieve. And once again, we know this because he has told us himself.
Alright guys, just like every other episode, the first rule is to look cool.
That's right. Much like any other episode, the first rule is to look cool. And in some of the reenactments, it does look quite appealing. For example, take this reenactment from the movie Heat. The side-by-side comparison of the scene they choose to reenact and them reenacting it makes it seem awesome and enjoyable. Similarly, Rasso likes to paint himself as experienced, which is fair enough given his background as a Navy SEAL. Yet there is no denying that these attempts are successful at influencing the audience to look at these guys in what they have described as adrenaline-pumping situations, and look at playing around with guns seem like an enjoyable activity. But there is no denying that the most obvious attempts to make the audience interested in guns are when Rasso does his Q&A sections of the show, which he almost always ensures he includes questions about firearms so that he can plug some of his favorite weapons.
What's your favorite sniper rifle? Well, there's a lot of different sniper rifles I like to use for different mission sets, but if I had to pick one platform where I was sitting in a hide, it would probably be the Remington 700 with the 300 Win Mag round. And there's a lot. If I could only have one gun, what would it be? If I had to choose one, I'm pretty partial to the HK416. It's super adaptable. Obviously, it's a 5.56 platform, and you can get them from having longer barrels to 10-inch uppers. Is definitely a great option.
Overall, though, Media Lab is an attempt to appeal to the male audience by comparing scenes from action movies to real-life reenactments performed by an ex-Navy SEAL. This is done to try and get the viewer to associate sexiness and masculinity with firearms. And when they are successful in creating this association, the ex-Navy SEAL has plenty of recommendations for their first gun. However, there is one tactic that is worth time and time again influencing both genders despite what product one is trying to sell. This tactic, of course, being the fear tactic. The NRA have been somewhat infamous for their ads employing the fear tactic, using ads such as the following to paint a bleak image of America with danger around every corner. To solve this problem, in their eyes, there really is only one solution.
Violent gangs wage bloody turf wars every night.
In a natural disaster, you may call 911 and there may be nobody on the other line.
The drug cartels and the human traffickers who have invaded our borders and embedded in every single American city.
This threat is real. Our leaders are either incapable of or unwilling to protect you. And the AR-15 is one of the most effective tools available to protect yourself and your family.
These ads are essentially complaining about issues in America, yet they are amplifying them to terrify the viewer and sell them firearms. After all, numerous shows run on NRA TV are sponsored by various gun brands such as Smith & Wesson, not to mention that behind the scenes, the NRA benefits from gun sales in various ways. For example, firearms manufacturer Taurus offers free 1-year NRA memberships to those who buy from them. NRA memberships with Taurus have paid for, not to mention the gun company Storm Ruger, who has promised to donate $2 for every gun sold directly into the pocket of the NRA. Additionally, NRA TV is run with the assistance of Ackerman McQueen, an ad agency who has claimed on their website that every brand must be its own media company. This is exactly what the NRA have done with NRA TV. They've established a network through which to sell the American population firearms. Now it is hard to tell if NRA TV is effective in this, as they do not release any ratings reports. As such, it's entirely possible that this network is a waste of their funding, because no one's even watching it. So the answer to what is the agenda of NRA TV? Well, to put it simply, it is to scare and persuade the American population into buying more guns. And NRA TV serves as their vessel to do so.